In this tutorial, I'm going to use Data Layer Doctor to check that the developers have correctly implemented a data layer. Now, this can often happen. Sometimes they mistake or they don't quite understand your specifications, so it gets implemented incorrectly, or the website goes through an upgrade and you lose some of the data in the data layer. So Data Layer Doctor is designed to stop that. So let's have a look at this product page. On this product page, the developers have implemented this data layer right here. And our specifications that we sent them were this. So rather than having to manually compare these two side by side, at a brief glance, yep, they look pretty similar, but we want to do this in an automatic and repeated way, so it's very quick. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, you have to put a test URL in for your page. Obviously, you'd have a real URL, but I'm running this on my local computer. So you put the full URL in here, save it, and then head over to the scan and run a scan. Now what this does is it loads up your page in the background, it works out what data layer is on it and brings it back. So you can see here, this is the data layer that it found on the page, which is the one I was showing you earlier. And here's what we needed it to be. So you can see quite clearly here there are some differences. You've got page type has been implemented, whereas actually what we wanted was a page object with type in it. So that's obviously wrong. And there's a few other things wrong, but rather than having to do this, eyeball it to work out what's gone wrong, come down here and you'll see a little table. So we can see exactly what's happened here. So we know that these variables are correct, but page is missing, page type is missing, and product variant is missing. And of course that's because they've named them incorrectly. So you would send this feedback to the developers, and what they do is they would change it. So they would go into their source code and they would change it to be something like this. So we've got page type product like that. So that is more in line with what we wanted. And they called it SKU, but it was actually meant to be variant. So there we go. And I'm going to deliberately leave a mistake in here. So I'm going to leave an S on the end here for products, where it should, according to our data layer, be product. Okay. And so we'll head back in here. And page type, of course, I'm going to make sure that these are all required. So the developer has to implement them. And page type needs to be product. So let's save that. And we're going to run the scan again and see what comes back this time. So you see this time it's picked up our new data layer, it's picked up the changes, but it's correctly identified here that we've got everything right except for page type, where it's an incorrect value. It should be product, not products. So that's a quick introduction to running audits on your website and quickly being able to identify where your data layer needs work.